Hello.
How can I assist you today?
Today I want to practice English expression in November. The first expression is get a lot of business. We get a lot of business on the weekends.
That's a great expression. Get a lot of business means to attract many customers or to have a high volume of sales, especially during a specific time. In your sentence, we get a lot of business on the weekends. It implies that the place you're referring to becomes very busy with customers during weekends. Would you like to explore more expressions or have a conversation using this one?
Not really. Let's move next to expression. Get a lot of inquiries. I get a lot of inquiries about how to study English.
True. Get a lot of inquiries means receiving many questions or requests for information. Your sentence, I get a lot of inquiries about how to study English, indicates that many people ask you for advice or information on learning English. It's a useful expression in contexts where you're discussing the frequency of questions or requests you receive. Do you want to learn more expressions or talk about how to use this one in different contexts?
Next one, sign a lease. Before you sign a lease, read the contract thoroughly.
Absolutely.
Thoroughly.
Before you sign a lease, read the contract through is an important and practical piece of advice. It emphasizes the necessity of thoroughly reviewing and understanding a contract, especially a lease agreement, before committing to it legally. This expression can be applied to various situations where agreements or contracts are involved, not just for leasing. It's about being cautious and well-informed. Would you like to discuss more about this expression or explore others related to legal or formal agreements?
I have a pronunciation question, like thoroughly. Could you pronounce it thoroughly? Thorough.
Certainly. The word thoroughly is pronounced as thoroughly. The emphasis is on the first syllable, thir, and the rest of the word flows smoothly. It's a great word for emphasizing complete or detailed attention to something. Would you like to practice more words or have any other questions on pronunciation?
Next one, candle spirit.
It seems like you might be pondering something. If you have any more questions, whether it's about English language,
Candle spirit. We need to have a candle spirit when we learn English. We need to have a candle spirit.
the concept of a candle fairy sounds intriguing and metaphorical. It seems
뜯으면
like
안
you're
돼.
referring to something that brings light or
뜯으면 안 돼.
guidance, much like a fairy in the context of learning English. Perhaps it symbolizes a source of inspiration or a helpful guide in the journey of language learning. Could you tell me more about your idea of a candle fairy in learning English? Or
Can-do spirit. We need to have a can-do spirit when we learn English.
absolutely, having a can-do spirit is essential in learning English or any new skill. It means maintaining a positive and determined attitude, believing in your ability to succeed and overcome challenges. This mindset encourages persistence, resilience, and a proactive approach to learning. It's about saying, I can do this, even when it gets tough. Would you like to discuss more about how to cultivate this attitude or explore other aspects of learning?
Practice on my own. I practice on my own for an hour every day.
That's a great approach. Practicing on your own for an hour every day shows dedication and self-discipline. Self-study is a crucial part of language learning, allowing you to progress at your own pace and focus on areas that are particularly challenging or interesting to you. Consistency, like your daily practice, is key to improvement. Do you want tips on making the most of your practice time or suggestions for activities to include in your self-study?
Next, to get a lot out of. I get a lot out of the study sessions.
I get a lot out of the study sessions is a positive expression indicating that you find the study sessions very beneficial or rewarding. It implies that these sessions are productive and helpful in enhancing your understanding or skills, in this case in English. It's great to hear that your study sessions are effective. Would you like to explore how to further maximize the benefits of these sessions or discuss other related expressions?
Protective gear. We wear protective gear so it is safe.
Yes, protective gear refers to equipment or clothing designed to keep someone safe from harm, especially in hazardous situations or environments. Your sentence, "We wear protective gear so it is safe," emphasizes the importance of using this gear for safety purposes. It could apply to various contexts, like sports, construction work, or scientific research. Would you like to learn more about different types of protective gear or discuss their importance in specific settings?
Run a red light. You can get fined if you run a red light.
Exactly. Run a red light means to drive through a traffic light when it's red, which is illegal and dangerous. Your sentence, "You can get fined if you run a red light," correctly states that there are penalties for this action due to its potential to cause accidents. It's a clear warning about the consequences of not following traffic rules. Do you want to explore more about traffic laws or other expressions related to road safety?
All the rage. Living in Jeju for a month is all the rage these days.
It sounds like you're referring to the phrase "all the rage," which means something is very popular or fashionable at the moment. So if you say living in Jeju for a month is all the rage these days, it means that spending a month in Jeju is a trendy or popular thing to do currently. Jeju Island, with its natural beauty and relaxing environment, could be attracting people for short-term stays. Would you like to discuss more about Jeju Island or learn similar expressions to describe trends and popular activities?
Take in the ocean view. I took in the ocean view from my hotel room.
That's a lovely expression. Take in the ocean view means to enjoy or absorb the sight of the ocean, often in a leisurely or appreciative way. When you say, "I took in the ocean view from my hotel room," it suggests you spent time observing and enjoying the beauty of the ocean from your room. It's a phrase that captures a moment of relaxation and appreciation for natural scenery. Would you like to talk more about descriptive expressions or explore?
Cultivate talent. College education aims at cultivating talent for the future.
That's a meaningful expression. Cultivate talent means to develop and nurture skills or abilities in individuals. The phrase, "college education aims at cultivating talent for the future," suggests that the purpose of higher education is to prepare students by developing their skills and knowledge, equipping them for future challenges and opportunities. It implies an investment in the growth and potential of students. Would you like to delve into the role of education in talent development or explore related expressions?
Know what is coming. My family members knew what was coming.
Know what is coming refers to being aware or anticipating what is going to happen in the future. It's often used in contexts where someone can predict or expect the outcome of a situation based on their knowledge or experience. For example, in a work setting, an experienced employee might know what is coming in terms of project challenges or client reactions. It's about foresight and preparedness. Would you like to explore this expression further or discuss its use in different scenarios?
The look in one's eyes. I will never forget the look in her eyes.
The look in one's eyes is a phrase that captures a lot of emotion and meaning. It often refers to the expression or emotions conveyed through someone's eyes, which can be quite powerful and revealing. When you say, "I will never forget the look in her eyes," it implies that the expression or emotion you saw in her eyes was very impactful or memorable. This could be due to a variety of emotions like joy, surprise, sadness, or determination. It's a phrase that emphasizes the depth of nonverbal communication. Would you like to discuss more about interpreting nonverbal cues or other similar expressions?
Reflect on the day. I reflect on the day by writing a diary. I reflect on the day by writing a diary.
Reflecting on the day is a thoughtful practice. It means taking time to think back on the events and experiences of the day, often to gain insight or understanding. Your sentence, "I reflect on the day by writing a diary," shows that you use diary writing as a way to process and consider the day's events. This is a great habit for self-awareness and personal growth. Writing in a diary can help in organizing thoughts, understanding emotions, and capturing memories. Would you like to know more about the benefits of diary writing or
Be swamped with work. I have been swamped with work since last week.
Be swamped with work means to be very busy or overwhelmed with a lot of work. However, there's a small grammatical adjustment needed in your sentence. It should be, "I have been swamped with work since last week," which implies that you've had a lot of work to do and have been very busy since last week. This expression is commonly used to describe periods of high workload or stress due to many tasks or responsibilities. Would you like more examples of how to use this expression or discuss ways?
Blow off steam. I really want to blow off some steam. Steam.
It sounds like you're referring to the phrase "blow off steam."
Steam.
This means to release stress or pent-up energy, often by doing something relaxing or energetic. The correct expression is, "I really want to blow off some steam." It's a way of saying that you want to do something to relieve stress or relax, like exercising, pursuing a hobby, or spending time with friends. Would you like to explore activities for blowing off steam or learn similar expressions related to stress relief?
Immerse oneself in. I immerse myself in English every morning.
Immerse oneself in is a great expression. It means to completely engage or involve oneself in an activity or subject. When you say, "I immerse myself in English every morning," it implies that you dedicate time each morning to deeply engage with the English language. This could be through studying, practicing, or exposing yourself to English in various ways. Immersion is a powerful method for language learning as it helps in absorbing the language more naturally. Would you like to discuss more about language immersion techniques or other similar?
Splurge on something. It's okay to splurge on some. It's okay to splurge on things from time to time.
The phrase you're referring to is likely "splurge on something." To splurge on something means to spend money freely or extravagantly, usually on something luxurious or enjoyable that is not a necessity. So when you say, "It's okay to splurge on things from time to time," it suggests that occasionally treating yourself or spending a bit extra on something special is acceptable and can be a positive thing. It's about allowing yourself a little indulgence or reward. Would you like to explore more about this concept or similar expressions related to spending and indulgence?
Be pent up. People's urge together with friends was pent up. People's urge together with friends was pent up.
The phrase "pent up" is used to describe emotions or desires that have been suppressed or held back for a long time. When you say, "People's urge to gather with friends was pent up," it suggests that people had a strong desire to meet with friends, but were unable to do so for some time. perhaps due circumstances like social distancing measures. The phrase captures a sense of accumulating desire or emotion that is waiting to be released or expressed. It's often used in contexts where there's a buildup of feelings or needs over time. Would you like to discuss this concept further or learn about
Pass with flying colors. She passes the test with flying colors.
Pass with flying colors is a vivid and positive expression. It means to succeed very well in something, especially a test or challenge. When someone passes with flying colors, it implies they didn't just achieve the minimum requirement, but excelled and surpassed expectations. It's often used to describe high achievement in exams, competitions, or any challenging situations. Would you like to delve into the origin of this phrase or explore similar expressions used to describe success?
Have a craving for. I often have a craving for late night snack.
Have a craving for is a phrase used to express a strong desire or urge for something, particularly food or drink. When you say, I often have a craving for late night snacks, it means that you frequently feel a strong desire to eat snacks late at night. Cravings are usually specific and intense, and they can be for all sorts of things, from sweet to savory foods. This expression is very common when talking about food preferences or habits. Would you like to know more about why cravings occur or discuss how to manage them?
Have a soft spot for. I have soft spot for ice cream. Soft spot for ice cream. Soft spot for ice cream.
Have a soft spot for is a heartwarming expression. It means to have a particular fondness or affection for something or someone. When you say, I have a soft spot for ice cream, it indicates that you are especially fond of ice cream, perhaps more so than other foods or treats. It's a way of expressing a special liking or weakness for something, often in an endearing manner. Would you like to explore more expressions that convey fondness or affection, or discuss different?
Have its pros and cons. Every place has its pros and cons.
Have its pros and cons is a balanced and realistic expression. It means that every situation, decision, or place has both advantages, pros, and disadvantages, cons. When you say, every place has its pros and cons, it acknowledges that no place is perfect, and each has its own set of benefits and drawbacks. This phrase is often used to weigh different aspects of a decision or situation, emphasizing a thoughtful and comprehensive perspective. Would you like to delve deeper into this concept or explore?
It might fail. It might fail for every meal.
It seems like there might be a little confusion in the sentence structure. If you're trying to say that something frequently fails, especially in the context of meals, you might want to rephrase it. For example, it might fail as it used to fail for every meal, suggests that something, perhaps a recipe or cooking method, often failed in the past, particularly during meal preparation, and it might still fail now. This structure acknowledges past experiences while considering the possibility of the same outcome in the present. Would you like to clarify or rephrase this?
Be really into. I'm really into yogurt these days.
Be really into it is a casual and expressive way to say that you are very interested or enthusiastic about something. When you say, I'm really into yogurt these days, it means that you have a strong interest or enjoyment in yogurt at the moment. This expression can be used for hobbies, foods, activities, or even topics of study, indicating a high level of interest or engagement. It's great for conveying enthusiasm. Would you like to discuss more about different types of yogurt or explore expressions for other interests and hobbies?
The very next morning. The groceries are delivered the very next morning. Groceries are delivered the very next morning.
The very next morning is a phrase that emphasizes immediacy and the immediate succession of time. When you say, the groceries are delivered the very next morning, it indicates that the delivery happens promptly, specifically the morning after an order is placed without any delay. This phrase adds a sense of quickness and efficiency to the statement. It's often used to stress the promptness of an action or event. Would you like to know more about express services or discuss similar time-related expressions?
Right to your door. They deliver your order right to your door.
Right to your door is a phrase that emphasizes convenience and direct service. When you say they deliver your order right to your door, it means that the delivery is made directly to your home or the entryway.
My lease is up. I canceled the contract before my lease was up.
It sounds like you're using the phrase, my list was up, to refer to the end of a contract or agreement period. However, the more common expression for this is my time was up or my contract was up. So your sentence would typically be phrased as I canceled the contract before my time was up, or I canceled the contract before my contract was up. This means you ended the contract before the agreed upon or scheduled end date. It's a useful phrase for discussing the timing of agreements and decisions. Would you like to learn more about contract?
Go nuts. Dogs go nuts when you pick up the leash. Go nuts.
Is a lively and expressive phrase. It means to become very excited, enthusiastic, or to act in a wild or unrestrained way. It's often used to encourage someone to have a lot of fun, to let loose, or to enjoy themselves without holding back. For example, you might say, go nuts, to someone at a party to encourage them to dance freely and enjoy themselves. It's a phrase that adds energy and enthusiasm to the conversation. Would you like to explore more idiomatic expressions or talk about...
Rough it out. I had to rough it out in the bathroom.
It seems like you're aiming to use the phrase wrap it up, which means to bring something to a conclusion or to finish something. However, wrap it out isn't a standard expression. If you mean to say you needed to finish something quickly, especially in the context of the bathroom, you might say, I had to wrap it up in the bathroom. This could refer to
rough it out. Rough it out.
Rough it out is an idiomatic expression that means to endure a difficult or challenging situation, often with minimal comfort or resources. It's about persevering through tough times or making do with what you have. For example, if someone is camping in basic conditions without modern conveniences, they might be said to be roughing it out. It emphasizes resilience and the ability to cope with less than ideal circumstances. Would you like to discuss more about this expression or explore similar phrases related to perseverance and endurance?
Could you give me the similar experience? Rough it out.
It seems like you're asking for an expression similar to rough it out, but rough it out isn't a recognized idiomatic expression.
Rough it out. R-O-U-G-H, it out. Could you give me the sample sentence using rough it out?
Certainly. Using rough it out in a sentence, you might say, we lost power during the storm and had no heating for a week, but we managed to rough it out with extra blankets and candles. This sentence shows how rough it out is used to describe enduring a challenging situation with limited resources or comfort. Would you like more examples or to explore other aspects of this expression?
Could you give me more examples?
Of course. Here are more examples using rough it out. 1. Even though the hiking trip was tougher than expected, we decided to rough it out and complete the trail. 2. When their car broke down in the middle of their road trip, they had to rough it out in a small town until it was fixed. 3. During her first year at university, she had to rough it out in a shared dorm room with very basic facilities. 4. The team was determined to rough it out through the challenging project, despite the tight deadlines and limited resources. These examples show how rough it out can be used in various situations where people endure or persevere through difficult circumstances. Would you like to explore anything else related to this topic?
Well, when you listen this sentence, I had to rough it out in the bathroom.
When you hear the sentence, I had to rub it out in the bathroom, it could be interpreted in a few ways depending on the context. Generally, rub it out might mean to erase or remove something, possibly a stain or mark. In this sentence, it could imply that someone had to remove a stain or clean something up.